On today's video, we're going to talk about life.
What? No, this is what I freaking wanted.
We're going to talk about death. We're going to talk about opportunity. But mostly we're going to talk about one awesome wooden indoor pond. So what is up, everybody? If you are new to the channel, my name is Zach. This is SC Fish Keeping, and I appreciate you stopping by. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. Now, I've talked about this project a lot. It's been something that's been in the works for months. I've had a lot of help with it. I've dropped hints about it, but today I'm finally going to show you, and we're going to talk about my indoor wooden DIY pond. Let me give you the rundown. As you can see, it is made by 2x4s, or made from 2x4s. It is capped off on top. It has a pond liner, some rocks, some fake plants. Right now it is being run by 2 sponge filters and 2 300-watt heaters hooked up to this awesome little temperature controller. So what this does is both heaters plug into there, and then there is that little probe right there, and it regulates the heaters and it makes sure the entire pond stays one temperature, and both those heaters are working together instead of separately. It just sits in my basement, so there's actually no bottom. It sits in the carpet, so I didn't have to worry about like building a base or anything like that. So it is a open bottom, open top, whatever you want to say. Dimensions: it is 3 feet by 4 feet by about 21-22 inches. Full of water would be about 170 gallons. It's probably sitting at about 150 with where the water line is right now. If you want to build something like this on your own at home, it's pretty simple. You have to do a couple things. You gotta buy some stuff. You gotta measure some stuff. You gotta cut some stuff. You gotta screw some stuff. And you gotta make sure you don't lose your fingers in the process. Okay, so really not the most helpful guide for building one of these on your own. I just wanted to build it and make sure I knew how to build it first before trying to pass myself off as some kind of expert, have you follow my guidelines, and then have it break or whatever. So I will build another one of these. I have plans to build another one, and I'll do like a step-by-step. So stick around. This pond, though, has actually had a super exciting history in just the 1 month that I've had it like up and full of water, and that is in big part to Ben with Milliken Fishing. Ben and I have kind of taken this pond and decided to make it a project that I'll tell you about more later on in the video. But right now I want to show you some of the history that he and I have had with this pond by showing you some clips. Roll the clips.
Eat my little baby worm. He got it. Boom. Got him. Does that look like a pet to you?
Do it again.
Okay. We'll never see him again. Let's catch 1,000 more. Got him. Yep. We're up to 2. We got 2 friends, Zach. All right, that's the last one. Zach just got a freaking giant
Can't even tell what
slop
it is.
monster. Hey, it's a little bit bigger.
New home, new pets. One. God, that guy is a pig.
Yeah, it's giant 7-incher. Sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean a lot of this.
Clean them, not get stabbed at the same time.
3.
We ended up with 11, and including one that Zach accidentally caught with the cooler when he was scooping up water to put in there. So there's 11 fish in his homemade little pond.
It's hard to like film myself and get what's going on in the pond at the same time. There you go. So originally starting out as a bluegill tank, kind of a feeder tank, we stocked this tank with 10 or 11 actually wild caught bluegill. That was the plan. It was going to be kind of a stock tank, to use for feeding the smallmouth bass Millie and Ken. Not long after that, I got this text message from Ben, and he had a plan, and we put that plan into action really immediately. Like, it was like the next day he was out fishing for this fish. Let's roll that clip.
Well, I think there's something up in the freaking rocks up there, because I keep getting tapped. There he is. Oh God. What? No, this is what I freaking wanted. Oh, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Oh, look how beat up this guy is. A freaking walleye in here. No freaking way. Oh my God. Okay, we gotta get this guy in the tank. Look how freaking beat up this guy is from living in this water. Oh my God, we gotta get this dude in the tank. I cannot freaking believe we just caught this walleye. I'm like shaking. This guy was in like 2 feet of water right there. I'm trying to be so careful since it's so beat up. It could like barely fight. He's probably been in there for months. Very gentle with him though. Oh yeah, I was kind of worried about him for a while. Just in not very much water. But this water he's in right now is deeper than what I caught him out of.
Oh. So I almost dropped you guys into the pond there, and that wouldn't have been great. This is not a waterproof camera. So yeah, Ben goes out and he rescues this walleye. One of the things he didn't really touch base on in his video was this lake was actually being emptied and poisoned to get rid of not only the zebra mussel population, but the explosion of carp. So lake's being drained, spillway is not being refilled. That's where this walleye came from, this poisonous draining body of water that was super tiny. Well, you saw the clip. So we bring it back and we decide that we're going to put it in this pond and treat this pond as kind of a rescue pond. We're going to quarantine it, we're going to heal it, bring it back to life. Essentially, this thing was on the verge of death, and so we put it in the pond, and this is what happened. So, forgive the noise behind, but I just walked down and found the walleye upside down, still alive. But so as you can tell, the wound on the top of the head is pretty serious. Wasn't in the best shape when we got him. He also did regurgitate some of the food that he was eating out in the wild. He does still have some movement. His gills are still moving. But right now I'm just kind of running him back and forth in the water, just trying to keep some water moving over his gills. I did add some aquarium salt in there as well to try and improve gill function. So I'll keep doing this for a little while. And then we'll see how he's doing. Unfortunately, I don't have super high expectations. I mean, this was a rescue fish from a pretty sketchy area of water, a body of water. Who knows the health or the parasites or anything that he has. So I'm going to do what I can, but I'll check back in a little bit. Unfortunately, that walleye, he did not make it. He did pass. Not long after getting him to the pond, not long after that footage that I just showed you. You know, I feel bad losing any fish. That walleye, it doesn't really surprise me. I really thought that I would be able to save him. I showed you the steps that I took. He came from an area that was just really not great water. He had that big cut on his head. Just very stressed. Obviously the process of being caught and then moved. So obviously not Ben's fault, not Milliken Fishing's fault by any means. He did exactly what was right. He, you know, had the aerator when he brought this thing over, and so no fault of his. It's just that's how it goes. You know, unfortunately, not all wild fish are healthy. But so we found a nice little kind of quiet spot. We're gonna go ahead and give him a nice little burial, little kind of final resting place, if you will. I think he would have liked it. So there you go, he is now back with the earth. He will become food for something else, promote plant life, you know, all that good stuff. So I'm happy that we were able to give him kind of a nice little quiet spot out here in nature. But I mentioned at the beginning of this video that it is about life, loss, and new opportunities in the fish room. I saw how many of you guys really responded to the idea of having a walleye, the rescue aspect, all that good stuff. And so it really got me thinking that, you know, maybe we should try again. And maybe we should get some more walleye. They're not in there, it's an empty box. But let's go home and I will show you the fish that were inside that box. So before we go inside and actually show you these fish that we got, I don't know if I've ever felt more shady than taking a shovel, a bag with a dead fish in it, and a camera into the woods to make a YouTube video. I fully expected someone to come ask me what I was doing. So, yeah, let's go look at some fish.
Looks like we've come to the end of the road. There's no point in running away now. I'd rather sleep until the storm is gone. She'd rather be shooting at me now. I know it will end up in anger. I don't think we grew up, we just became older. She's aiming her words, ready to fire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. Like a blink of an eye's not enough. She'd rather be staying for days now. I'd rather fix it than mess up again. She'd rather be burning it all now. I know it will end up in anger. I don't think we grew up, we just became older. She's aiming her words, ready to fire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire.
So to answer the question of why I decided to buy walleye, you have to understand that the walleye is a very special fish to me. It holds kind of a special spot right here in the old heart. My dad, my grandpa, the whole family used to go fishing for pike and walleye. We used to catch them all the time. So, you know, it has that kind of sentimental value, those emotional connections. So when Ben actually texted me and said, hey, do you want to go get a walleye? Should we rescue this walleye? It wasn't like, or it was an opportunity rather to kind of jump on a dream fish, something that I've wanted and looked into for a while. Buying walleye let me get smaller ones and actually kind of grow them out. Growing fish out is a very important part of the process to me. Getting them young, being involved with the feeding, watching them grow and turn into these monsters, that's something that you just don't get to do when the Nebraska state limit for keeping walleye is 15 inches. I mean, these fish that I have are a third that size. So buying walleye let me get them small. However, one of the things with that video from Ben was the the rescue aspect. So I've already talked to Ben about this, and this pond right here is going to be used as a native fish rescue pond. Something where if Ben hears about, you know, fish that are stuck in a little tiny puddle or spillway or whatever, he can let me know. We'll bring it back here. We'll fix it, we'll heal it, we'll do whatever we need, we'll grow it out, and then we'll move it into one of my other big native tanks, a native pond, or even find it another home. There are places that you can take native fish, and that's what we're going to do. So the rescue pond, that's what we're calling it, the rescue pond, is in full effect. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Before we wrap it up, there are a few people that I need to thank. Matt's Monster Fish for helping me get the pond all kind of figured out. Anthony from Unconventional Aquatics, like I said, gave me the inspiration. My dad for helping me build it. My wife for putting up with me having an indoor pond. Obviously Ben with Milliken Fishing for helping me get this pond stocked and coming up with these ideas for the rescues. Hopefully you guys are excited about that. I know he and I certainly are. And then another big thank you goes out to Mark with Jonah's Aquarium. I will leave the link to Jonah's Aquarium down in the description. If you are interested in native fish, I know a lot of you guys that follow me are fans of fishing channels, obviously, and native fish. I get a lot of you that comment saying, hey, how can I go about setting up a bluegill tank, a bass tank, anything. Jonah's Aquarium has all your native fish. They have sunfish, they have bluegills, walleye, perch, largemouth, smallmouth, gar, all kinds of great stuff. So check out their website. Thank you to Jonah's Aquarium for shipping me these fish. High quality, great shipping, great prices. There you go. Not a sponsor. But for now, we will go ahead and start wrapping this video up. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. Drop a comment. Let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out Ben with Milliken Fishing. Check out Jonah's Aquarium. Thanks for watching this one, and until the next video, I will see you soon.
Like fish, see you later, see you soon. Bye-bye.